Greetings, fellow mercenaries of Tatooine. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Fuel Barons of Tatooine, Episode 9, Space Fuel. Okay, Rhymfeller won by like a vote. So as soon as I'm done researching prosthetics, I will do Rhymfeller tech. So taking a look at what that would be. That would be syntholine. So syntholine is sort of like synthread in that it is a generic building material which also can be reprocessed into more complex materials. So in the Rhymfeller tree, we have syntholine, synthread, synthamide, which is like a construction material, and then synthamide composite, which is a building material, neutroamine, you know what that is, that's medicine precursor, plasteel, and hyperweave. So eventually you can make hyperweave straight from essentially oil. Down here you can also have syntholine components instead of using steel, and syntholine advanced components instead of using steel, gold, etc. Oh, and Zero has another creativity. Dang! What should Zero make? A bed? Poker table? Or, yeah, that's it. Better poker table. I don't really have better options than that at the moment. So while you vote on that, I'm going to raise the prediction. And we can vote, what will the quality be? Legendary or not legendary? Looks like poker table is leading. So I'm going to prepare for it. Oh, that looks nice. We need... Red, what are you working on? You're playing billiards. Stop building. And start smithing. One more component and one more advanced component. And we'll have that small shield. And then I'll be able to lay out the big shield and move things around and... everything will be nice. Simnatas, you should be constructing the bridge, because I trust you to do simple construction tasks. The Wookiee raffle, yeah, that's right. Kitsune. Use the channel point redemption if you want to name your Wookiee. Congrats, I totally forgot. My brain filters those noises out now, which is terrible, but true. Thank you for the reminder, by the way. Alright, before Zero accidentally makes some shelf or something, I'll queue up a poker table. So eventually I'm going to put it here for the most seats, but I'm going to build it here because I don't really want to move the... I guess I can move the fermenting barrels, it's not a big deal. Hap Joker, thank you for the sub. Welcome to the stream. Simnatus' construction is up to 6, which starts to remove the construction fail. So the success chance now at level 6 is 95%. I think at level 8 it's at 100, 8 or 7. So he's very close to not failing anymore. But I've wanted to curate what he's allowed to do, because if I allow him to do things that involve like components and the like, it's very sad. It's very ruined. So there might be a big raid coming for Sarade. I'm just not sure, because she didn't tell me what was coming. Oh, and I missed a puppy treat. Hey, dude. So that's all the more reason to get the shield generator up. These small shield generators are definitely not as efficient as the larger ones. It's just with the unique oil situation here, I think it makes sense. So if this moves over 2, And then maybe put it nested here. And I can also shut down the visibilities as well, once I have them in a permanent position. So, down over... Yeah, nesting in the mountain there should be fine. Or maybe even down 3. And that will give me good coverage. So, time to research Syntholine. Remember the Crappy Barrows episode? Yeah. Oh yeah, I do. Could be chased by Crappy Barrows. I like how Somnatus hopped on it. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work for me, buddy. You go back to building bridges. That is what I trust you at doing. Alright, so if I built that there, I would adapt the walls accordingly to cover only the spots. And that way, if I ever get mortar shelled, I just won't take damage. And then if I do end up with embrasure technology, which is part of this mod pack, I can hook up embrasures to be able to shoot out from this position as well. So it's not balanced, but it's intended that combining embrasures with shields means that we can fire from behind walls out from the shields to enemies that can't fire back because of A, shields, and B, embrasures. So it's super powerful. Fully intended not to be balanced. In the Star Wars universe, there was a huge defender advantage anyway. That's like already pretty well established. So I'm just abusing it. Heavily abusing it. Okay, aircon units going in. Thunk. And now we have a cooldown shield. So if I take a look at the visibility, I'm going to move my old shield so that they're not competing. So I have to figure out where the old shield's going to go. I did say that that was going to be a temporary spot. Actually, over one and down a bunch, which is unfortunately pretty much right where the sink is, might be this spot. So I'm gonna move the sink temporarily just to see if that's indeed where I want it in terms of coverage. We'd kind of need it if it was in the lab. No, it needs to be up. So it needs to be up 4 from that spot roughly, but also over. So it needs to be like here, unfortunately. So up 4 and over right there. Gross. So I'll stick it here and then move the door maybe there. And Zero made a masterwork. Not bad. No complaints. Masterwork's pretty good. Let me resolve the prediction. You guys overwhelmingly voted not legendary, and you were right. Lightning did not strike twice. So I think that this here is the correct spot. And then once I have the correct spot, I'll move the air conditioner. So that does cover, except for a little gap in walls here, which I can remedy. And then we're good. Then we have this corner over here, but that's going to be for a different shield generator. So this is going to be the final resting spot for this shield Jenny, in other words. So then we'll have just an airlock in this location. And a walkway around it. Cheers. Which also means that all of this space that falls under that shield generator is going to be usable, expandable, protected. So I think what I'll do is, for now, stick a plan here so I can just see the radius and build into it. Ideally, what I would want is the edge to be embrasures to be able to shoot out of, and then to build slightly inside of that radius so that I'm not built into the edge, so I can use it as a defensive advantage. Berries. Not the first time that I got space berries. Move the aircon. There we go. And now the shield's actually working. If it isn't cooled, it doesn't protect. So, kind of important that that is cooled. Space fuel. Yep, I almost have the advanced components. So the way this works is you build a fuel processor here. The fuel processor needs both chem fuel and water. So chem fuel is going to come from this tank over here, where I'm going to pipe the chem fuel down to the space fuel processor. And then water is really easy because it's right next to my pump. I am going to, for aesthetics, place bridges around it as well. This is more role-playing than it is a requirement. Technically, all you really need is to place it on the shoreline and then the tanks to store it next to it. But I'm going to design it to be much more aesthetic for personal preference. Is the pipe missing spot? Yeah, it was. And it was a Imperial soldier manned smoke spewer that the site appeared. Okay. I'm gonna want to clear that smoke before too long. So I'll send out a war party to get that done soon. Construction success chance? Yeah, alright. It is level 8 that it removes the fail. Which means I want red to be the one to do the fusion processor. Now the other thing is I'm going to be flat out of plasteel once I build that thing. And I don't think I have any unhulled plasteel left. The smoke spear will give me some plasteel, but I might not have enough plasteel for this full project. I might have to go buy some. So here you can see it needs chem fuel, and it needs water. And the chem fuel can be piped in. It doesn't need to be hauled. Do we have a brewery? We don't have a brewery. We actually just had hops, like, delivered from space. But I don't actually have a brewery yet, which is funny. Looks like we're... As soon as the crude oil storage starts to reach max, I'm going to process more and fill the chem tanks. For now, because we're only running off of one generator, we don't have a huge need of chem fuel, but eventually if we're like making hyperweave or something like that, our chem fuel needs are going to skyrocket. There is also... Oh, that Gizka is not going to have a good day in a minute. But there's some crate dragons. I think what I'll do is probably not butcher them, but keep them, the crate dragons, frozen in my freezer for storage capacity. And we'll just butcher them when we need them butchered. And the last thing we need to do to run out to this is power cable. Actually, I'll just do the power cable from the south. Research is almost done into Sithaline, or however you pronounce it. So, what to research after that? So after Sithaline would be synthread, napalm, artificial flooring like linoleum, it's called lino, and Sithaline components. For hygiene tech, it would be showers, toilets. For droid tech, don't vote for that yet. Weapons and armor, that would be good to get. Non-shield defenses would be good to get as well. Or other vanilla research would be probably bionics, which would be really beneficial to those that are wounded. So currently we have a missing eye, a messed up stomach, a messed up foot. Zero's eye is a different matter. Zero needs... Actually, I might be able to fix Zero already. Once I have a few more components. Okay, it looks like bionics is going to be the answer. We don't even have space for the hops. Although I can compress the hops into, with the brewery, into wort, which is more storage efficient. But I don't have the wood for that. So, time to fight some cacti. You keep missing these State of Decay streams? If you're wondering, I keep a very tight schedule, so you know exactly when I'm next live. So if you just check out my website, it will let you know. So what's going on? Why? Oh, I missed one power cable. Are you serious? There we go. Now we have a fuel processor. So what it's doing is it's taking chem fuel and water and turning it into space fuel. Having processed 1,000 watts of power, and then it's caching it in its own self-storage. If I don't want to cache it in its self-storage, which is not that efficient, I need to build storage tanks, but I don't have the plasteel at the moment for storage tanks, so they're going to have to wait until I buy some more plasteel, or... Yeah, oh, no. Don't fight. Red viciously insulted your son's idea. Wait, how do you have a son? You're 17. I see problems with that logic. Go heal Red, and don't do that again. So then the way it works is, I do have enough for fusion terminal. That's good. We're going to want the spaceport beacon and landing pad. Now, here's the thing is I'm going to have you vote on where my landing pads are going to be. So ideally, I want the landing pads covered by orbital shields so that the people that are refueling at my fuel station don't get nuked by shells or attacked very easily. So here are the concepts that I have. This is option number 1. Is I can expand the workshop a little bit further and put a landing pad down here, because that is inside the radius of this shield. Now, what I could do is I can plan where my next shields are going to be. So you can imagine I'll have a shield here eventually and maybe a shield here. So I'm also going to say I can have a landing pad out here. This is option number 2 to the west. And then option number 3 is to the north. The eventual goals of the series, may I remind you, is to not only have a spaceport, but also have bartering, trade, and lodging. So eventually I'm going to want hotel rooms, restaurants, casinos, whatever you guys vote on. That's the eventual goal. But so here's the 3 options. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to have you pulled on that. Where should I build my spaceport landing pad? There's the poll. And thank you ahead of time for voting. Another thing to consider is the ambient temperature. Like right now it's really cold because we're in the middle of the winter and we have a smoke cloud. But normally I'm going to need an air-conditioned landing area for my guests because it's going to be simply too cold for them to be out, or too hot, excuse me, for them to be out in the ambient. So that's another thing to consider, is to make sure that I take care of them, not just in terms of protection, but in terms of temperature and everything else. There we go. Walls fully covered. Nice. And Red here is now cranking on components because they require components. Oh, 0 is another inspiration. Dang, man. I'll have you vote on that in a minute. Man, he is one inspired little droid. Holy cow. Now I haven't, I guess the Gizka left. Oh, hi. I didn't even notice you. But we do have the 2 crates up northeast. I'm a little worried about them being next to one another, that they would fight as a group, which could be really nasty. And I think overwhelmingly you guys say northwest, so I'll pull that early. What should 0 make? A bed or another poker table? I don't really want an armchair from him, so I'm trying to think if there's anything reasonable that I could make. Not really. Yeah, there really isn't anything else. So, a bed or another poker table, or quickly research recreation tech for a new option. Okay, option number 3. Prediction. What will the quality be? So prediction's up. So the research for another option would be, I would research modern furniture to get upright piano maybe, or punching bag. So punching bag is solitary, upright piano is solitary, whereas roulette table is the same as a poker table, it's social. Darts is dexterity, but I already have the billiards, so we don't need darts. So yeah, there is a quick option for some modern furniture. And then in Spacer, we have interactive tables. And then in basic electronics up to Spacer electronics, or complex electronics, we have modern computers and long-range radios. So long-range radios is like a social, it's a recreation radius, kind of like the Emanator. And then the computers are interactive electronics play. So with all the mods that I have, there's cerebral, like chess, dexterity, billiards, social, like poker tables, solitary, which is meditation and playing piano, that kind of thing. Television watching, I don't have televisions yet. Telescope study, I already have that. Music. So music I would have to research separately. Chemical consumption, beer, tea, food consumption, obviously, shopping, electronic play, which would be the modern computers, and hydrotherapy, which would be dubs, hygiene, sauna, or not saunas, swimming pools, and jacuzzi, that kind of thing. Yeah, swimming pools and hot tubs. That's what it's called. Jacuzzi the Hutt. Looks like you guys want a third option, so let's go with modern furniture. And what should he make? Punching bag or upright piano? It wouldn't hurt for me to try to get faster potato growing. Just did the potatoes that are like sown here. So I'm gonna put some sprinklers in. It's not gonna make that much difference, but it'll make a little, and that's all that matters. I have the materials for it anyway. All right, pick it between those two. I'll give you one more minute. Is there enough space here to build a spaceport? Probably not if we're going to expand it, because spaceports can't be under overhead mountains, so that's why I didn't include it. Because there's obviously some overhead mountain here, which means that I would need 2 spaceports, and that gets a little annoying to plan and design. There might actually be a reason to have a separate spaceport, and I'll get into that later, and that would be for lodgings. Because normally the ships come down and they trade and leave very quickly, but obviously guests will stay a while. So we might want to have a separate guest-specific spaceport for the ones that actually stay as long-term guests in our colony. So that would be the only reason for two different spaceports. Okay, dang, it's a tie. I'm going to flip a coin. Punching bags will be head. It is tails, so we're going to do upright piano. Recreation. Well, we need to research it first. Does this still work with Dinosauria and Westernization? I have no idea. I'm not... I don't use very many mods, so if you have questions about mods, you are asking the wrong dude. Sorry. So if I want to use this area... Let's plan on... I actually do want that hallway that came down. But maybe I'll have it be... I don't need it more narrow. And then I'll cut into the inside space here. So this is going to be good for, like, storage and the like. And it's also mostly covered by shields. So that will be the next construction project, is to expand the workshop. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the workshop be a physically different area. So this will be workshop, and over here it can just be general storage, where I don't really care about flooring it or the quality or anything like that. And there's my sprinklers. So that raises the fertility up. It doesn't raise the fertility enough to really start planting everywhere, because the effects from the water from the sprinklers decays quickly. But at least it gets the potato zones briefly pretty well irrigated, so they grow faster. Uh-oh! And immediately we have combat music. Great dragon coming to eat me. Shoot faster! Oh! Alright, the other one is still out there and is almost certainly coming towards me. So I'm going to put the crate dragons here next to the grave. Critically important that fresh animal corpses stored here. There be dragons. And then I'm going to suspend the butcher because I don't really have room for the meat. Actually, given how terrible Serate's accuracy is, well, no, I don't want to keep firing on it. Let's tap it out so it doesn't fight back, because it could still get up. And then the other crate dragon, I am literally watching it hunt me. It's literally coming right now to come kill me, so I'll just get ready for that. Oh, look! Who would have guessed it was coming to eat me? I would have guessed. God, we didn't really hit it very easily. Very much. Who are you chasing? Ozakoa? Okay. Nope, nope, wasn't Ozakoa. Thought it was, but it wasn't. Yes, chase the worst shooter. That is a very, very good plan there. Big dragony man. And he dead. Wildlife back down to 0. Can we just... Yeah, just leave the turkey meat out. There's no space for it at the moment. So that's a little annoying, because, you know, it's kind of in the way, but we'll make room. Soon we'll have people to feed. Okay, my chem fuel is a little low. So, right, I'm going to make you go resource panel. Have fun with that. You're not even worth eating. Yeah, yeah, you aren't. Sorry. I don't know how to sugarcoat that you just ain't tasty enough. Still working on that brewery because of the limited amount of wood that we have. So rate's irate, and I need to... Yep, there she goes. Well, you know how we didn't have room in the kitchen? She's gonna make room with her Wookiee gullet. I guess that's kind of helpful. Modern furniture is done. So back to bionics. And my little droid friend. Let's get an upright piano. Unfortunately, it does take components that I was trying to save up for this space pad, but it's a limited time creativity, so might as well use it while we have it. No, I'm not... Oh, a neurofarmer. Oh, God. Should we accept the construction quest? Normally I would say no. It is very expensive, but it is a neuroformer. So, I don't know. You guys can decide whether you think it's worth it or not. I do have the ability to make a lot of stone blocks for it, but it obviously... oh, no, that's not good. Because I'm running off of one power plant. When that power plant went offline, my battery just went thunk into nothing. In a flash of the eye. Yeah, it's a very big monument. That's why I was sort of like, I don't know about this. Oh, this thing can't be moved? Pfft, lazy coder. Two and a half more minutes to vote on that. I'm surprised I haven't gotten my first harvested tea leaves yet. I really would have expected me to have that by now. I think what I'm going to do is I am not going to make meals for a bit until the simple meals are eaten. That way, I can reduce the meal size stockpile and have more raw food in here. Still haven't gone over that giant smoke cloud, but it's fine. I'm not relying on sunlight at all. Beer! We have our first beer. Shield generator offline because I'm out of power? Yes. The resource console was used and it drained all the power. So I'm going to reduce the amount of power drain from it so that I produce chem fuel a little slower, but so that I don't run out of power entirely. Psychic suppression pay for that? For a week? No, that's not even going to be an option. So you guys, I think, are going to vote yes on the construction quest, but it's pretty close, so I'm not going to call it just yet. The other thing I'm going to want down here is a door. And probably a door airlock combo. There we are. And then, interestingly, you might not understand why, but I'm going to fill in this here for now. Because it's within my shield radius, and I don't want it used against me. so that enemies can't enter my shield radius. Okay, no wins by 2 votes. Sorry, mysterious message, but nah. No thanks. So we're still in low power, aren't we? Let's turn that off. Because I have plenty of chem fuel to last us. The airlock was meant to be backwards, yeah. It will be more airtight that way. A smoke-fueled aurora. I don't know how we see the aurora, but it's an aurora with smoke. The next time we harvest the hops, because I have a lot of beer already. Legendary again. Dang. 8% of you voted legendary. 8% of you are correct. That's actually where the poker table was going to go. My recreation room is not, you know, whatever. I don't need to move the poker table. I like looking at the piano, the angle that it's at, because if it's faced backwards, you're just looking at like what looks to be a cupboard. It looks better this way. Yep, I am going to quickly run to the bathroom before I explode. But I'll leave these guys on slow. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Fuel Barons of Tatooine, which originally streamed live on Twitch September 17th and September 18th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind that this was a one-time streamed mini-series. If you would like to try this for yourself, all of the files can be found in links in the description. Please read the directions carefully, because a lot of setup and modifications are required to duplicate this scenario. If you would like to get involved in my gaming community, which helps to determine the mini-series I stream month to month and the games that I play on Twitch, please join Discord. The link to that can be found in the description of the video and at Rhadamant.com. My stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams and episodes are also at Rhadamant.com. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel. I'll catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow mercenaries.